In this video, we're going to talk about the Hightide Manufacturing Draft Dodger. It's one of those boards that's a little shorter and wider. This is one of those volume shifted boards that a lot of companies are making right now. And this one you can ride smaller than your normal board. It's surfy and playful, but yet gives you the stability you need underfoot. What's that, Chip?
Yeah, don't say anything to Uncle Sam, but I dodged the draft.
Of course you would, you goddamn hippie.
I wasn't gonna go find Mr. Charlie fighting Charlie in Charlie's war. Charlie was in the trees.
Hippie sock puppets. What's next? This board features traditional camber, which is what Hightide utilizes across their board line. It's a very mellow traditional camber, so you have 3 to 4 millimeters in there, so it's easy to engage, but it's still gonna have that snap and pop of traditional camber, which if I have to keep breaking down what traditional camber is in these video reviews, John Cenacorn is gonna die. This board is only available in regular sizes.
The Draft Dodger comes in with a flex that's a little bit on the stiffer side. It's past middle of the road on these downsized powder boards. There are 2 flex points in the tip and the tail that have the most give, but they're not really overly abundant. It's just one of those boards that's just a little more rigid, you know? There's a little bit of torsional flex, but not a lot to it. Now, with the wider platform on this board and the flex pattern, you've got a deck that's super stable. It does not get bucked around. It does not chatter at any speeds or in any type of terrain. This board is just very damp and very stable. So this board does have a micro camber to it, and there's a sweet spot right in the tail that when you load the camber up, you can feel it flex and hinge and pop. There's a lot of rebound. This board has a lot of snap, which is kind of surprising for how stiff it is and how wide it is, but you can pop off just about anything with this board. This board takes a lot of over-exaggeration to engage it in a butter. You really want to emphasize muscling this board, getting your weight out over the tips, just pushing it harder than you think you have to, but when you do, it does lock into moderate butters. It's not the most butterable volume shifted pow board I've been on, but it'll do the trick, especially if the snow is light and fluffy. So this board is short and wide. You'd think that it would have some issues getting on edge. It doesn't. This is a board that actually transitions from edge to edge super smoothly. And when you are on edge, you can lay a carve with it. There are limitations with this board just due to the flex pattern, the camber profile, and the size of it. But you know, it's one of those boards you're gonna go out and just ride pow with it. It's not an everyday driver, and sometimes you're gonna have to cross a groomer when you're at a resort, and that's when you're gonna want the edge hold on this board. It turns when you need it to on those types of days when you're not riding full blower pow from top to bottom. So, who is this board for? Well, I could probably make a reference about United States citizens fleeing to Canada, but I won't. This is a board for someone that wants to downsize, get into the trees, and be a little more surfy. It's one of those boards that's part of that whole new generation of volume shifted decks out there that let you surf the whole mountain. They're great in trees. They're great for just playing around on those days. They're amazing in low angle pow. Like, the flatter it is, these things just give you the surface area you want and hold their speed better.
You might have dodged the draft, but you're not dodging these comparisons. So without further ado, let's look at some boards that compare to this deck. The Venture Euphoria, the K2 87, the Libtech MC Steptail, the Marhar Woodsman, the Yes Optimistic, the Rome Powder Division Swallowtail.
Alright, so now you've decided what snowboard you're going to get, and you're going to decide where you're going to buy it. If you're shopping local, awesome. Slap your local shop guys a high five and tell them they're killing it. But for those of you that are buying online, why don't you shop from one of the links we have down below? That way you support us and you get a deal on your snowboard.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That way you can see all the relevant or irrelevant snowboarding content that we're putting out for you guys. So smash that bell down below, that way you're getting a notification, and I'll see you guys in another video.